Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 20 video. In today's episode, we're going to be doing something called Defense Wins Championships, or I'm just going to label it as no offense, probably on the title. I don't know what I'm going to label it yet, but either way, I'm testing to see if you have no offense and just all straight defense to see if the Madden simulation will allow you to make or win the Super Bowl. Because I tried in my fantasy draft doing an all-offense team, and literally there was no defense. And we made the Super Bowl, and made the Super Bowl 4 times, and I think we won 3 out of 4 times. So let's get into the draft. With our first pick, we're picking Khalil Mack attack, ranked number 25 in the class. We picked him at 20, 97 overall, superstar X Factor, going back to the Raiders. Next, we have Bobby Wagner, who was ranked 51 in the class. We took him at number 45, superstar X Factor, 94 overall. Next, we have Byron Jones, because defensive backs go by a lot faster, so I need to prioritize defensive backs a lot more than I thought I did. Next, we have JC Jackson. I'm going to continue to go defensive back because they fly off the board a lot faster than I thought they did. Next, we have Byron Murphy Jr., who will have star development, I do believe. He's pretty young, though I did reach pretty hard on him as well. Next, we have Justin Reed. Free safeties, strong safeties went off the board fast. Secondary really flies by, except the defensive line. Now, getting into some defensive line, our right end, Cameron Hayward, superstar development. He is a little bit old, but I think he will do throughout the series. Next, we have CALAIS Campbell. I think he's going to retire after this year. He is 33 years old, 87 overall, superstar X Factor to the Las Vegas Raiders. Next, we have Geno Atkins, and I think he might retire after this year too, but I don't think he'll stay for the entire rebuild. And next, we have Jabril Peppers. I was surprised he stayed this long, 80 overall, star development, 23 years old, so that's something to look forward to. And Corey Littleton, 82 overall, normal development. We have finished our linebacking core, maybe going to some depth players now. Next, we have Isaiah Simmons for our second string middle linebacker, just because he's fast. And I think that's going to be our last pick, and I'm going to simulate to the end of the draft. And this is what the team looks like after the draft, as we apparently, the CPU drafted DeAndre Swift and Justin Herbert, and obviously the O-line is going to be trash. I plan to make all the offense trash because that's the series of it. That's like the point, not the series, the episode is what it's based around, if that makes sense. But I don't even know who this is. Jerron Brown. I don't even know any of these players. Riley Ridley. I remember he fell off pretty hard. I thought he was a top prospect at one point. I don't know for sure. Not that good at analyzing the draft. But overall, this team is amazing. 4 X Factors, 1 superstar. Secondary does need help. It doesn't need like insane help. I mean, we do have star development players, so I guess it's not that bad. I'm going to move Ndamukong Sanu up to defensive tackle. Inside to defensive tackle is what I should say. But overall, it's pretty good. Hopefully, Corey Littleton develops. Byron Murphy Jr. is here. I think overall our secondary isn't that bad, and I don't really plan to improve it. But we got Johnny Hekker and Justin Tucker in the draft as well, because why not? They were there, and I guess it's cool. But yeah, again, we're going to see if defense really compared to having no offense. Because, again, my fantasy draft apparently didn't matter that I didn't have a defense, but I had an all-out offense. So let's see how we do with that overall. And I plan to do another one like these, but with like no offensive line. Like, does the offensive line affect simulation? But apart from that, we're going to get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Houston Texans, as we are 5-2. That's what I like to see. So apparently, so far, so good. We are second in division behind the LA Chargers. 69 overall offense. Nice, as Bengal would say. If you guys don't know who Bengal is, he's another franchise YouTuber. And we have players to re-sign here. Zach Line, Justice Hill. I don't need any of these guys. So apart from that, I think we would be all good to go. And I think it'd be time to get into the playoffs. So let's get into that. Hopefully, we can finish out the season on a strong note in the playoffs. And we did not make the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Denver Broncos, 24-6, as we went from 5-2 to 7-9. How? How is that possible? Are you kidding me? Regular season. So at the midseason mark, we were 5-2. Then win, loss, win, loss. Okay, quite the losing streak. Hopefully our defense was the best in the league, because I would expect it to be if it was this stacked. 31st offense, so I guess not the worst. And second defense, hold up, who had a better defense than us? That doesn't make any sense. Justin Herbert, whatever. DeAndre Swift, whatever. Offense doesn't matter, okay? We don't need to look into the offensive stats. But defensively, Bobby Wagner with the most tackles with Corey Littleton, and tackles for a loss 14 for Khalil Mack. Sacks only 9 for Khalil Mack, is the best on the team. Really? 2 interceptions for Byron Jones. Safeties is 1 for Corey Littleton and 1 for Ndamukong Suh, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So apart from that, guys, I think it would be time to get into the offseason. And here we are in the offseason as the Cleveland Browns beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. That'd be interesting. Also, I just recently uploaded Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Cleveland Browns Madden simulation. That was my previous video, so you guys should definitely go check that out. And it looks like Calais Campbell did retire, but Corey Littleton is now a star development as BJ Hill is here for Calais Campbell's replacement. And Byron Murphy Jr. is only a star development. But apart from that, this team looks pretty amazing. Again, maybe in the draft we'll pick up a defensive end. I don't really know what else to do other than to get into free agency. So let's get into it. And now into free agency, I'm just showing you guys this part. I would usually show the team, but I don't want anyone here. I know I have a lot of money, but I think everyone's signed to a four-year deal whenever you draft them. So apart from that, let's get into the draft. And with our first pick in the draft, picking at number 6, we picked up our left end, Bryson McLaury, 75 overall, hidden development. And next we're picking up a defensive tackle, because you never know whenever Geno Atkins is going to retire. 74 overall, hidden development, picked him up at number 9. And this is what the team looks like after the draft. Apparently the CPU is not even drafting offensive players, because I only finished the first and second round, then I simulated to the end. But Ndamukong Suh, I think I'm going to move back to the right end, maybe. No, I'm going to move this left end that I literally just drafted. I feel dumb for saying that. But at least I know that they have at least star development, so that's good. And apart from that, this team is overall good and developing. Some players are going to regress, maybe Bobby Wagner, and Geno Atkins is going to retire eventually. We never know. But we're going to start this left end, and dang, I guess there's nothing else to do other than to get into the midseason mark, so let's get into it. And here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the New Orleans Saints as we are 3-4. We are third in the division behind the Denver Broncos as the Chiefs lead the division. We have some players to re-sign, such as DeAndre Swift and Taywan Taylor. Like, it doesn't really matter, so I guess I'll just throw some random contracts at them. Okay, he resigns. I guess Grant Delpit, sure. Like, I have so much money, I don't even need to resign anybody, and I don't think free agency will hold anything important. So I don't see a purpose in resigning any of these other guys. So apart from that, guys, let's get into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, not making the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Jets, 35-3, as we finish at the bottom of the division at 5-11. We went from 3-4 to 5-11. What is the second half of the season team, bro? So 3-4, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, Madden simulation. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Worst offense in the NFL, not surprised. That's kind of what we're going for. 27th best defense. You are literally, I can't say it on camera. It's the S word. You guys already know. I'm going to lose my mind, dude. Freaking 27th best defense with Bobby Wagner, Khalil Mack, Geno Atkins, Cameron Hayward, Byron Jones, J.C. Jackson, Jabril Peppers, Justin Reed, Corey Littleton, who is now a star or maybe even superstar development, and you're going to freaking tell me 27th best defense. Oh my god, dude. So safeties is 0 and defensive touchdowns is 0. I guess that's what you get for being the 27th best defense in the league. I'm going to lose my mind with this game, okay? Makes no sense. But I guess let's get into the offseason. Here we are in free agency once again, and once again, there's nobody to resign. I'm just going to show you guys. I have no interest in signing literally anybody, and I have $86 million to spend. I don't care about any of these guys at all. And apart from that, guys, I would really just say, I guess it's time to get into the draft. But before we do that, we're going to look into the team to see if there's any development upgrades, as Justin Herbert's now in the 70s. Corey Littleton's a superstar development, and our defensive end is a superstar X-Factor. Okay, big upgrade. So unfakeable on Corey Littleton, which isn't that bad. And our defensive tackle only had star development, but our defensive end had superstar X Factor with reinforcement and no outsiders as his ability. And our middle linebacker depth is actually a lot more than I thought. Same with our defensive back. And apart from that, I think it would be time to get into the draft. So let's get into it. And here we are in the draft as we are in the second round. And we picked up a left end 69 overall with star development. And here we are with the overlook of the team as the offense is still trash. And defensively, still amazing, but apparently 27th best defense last year. If we don't make it to the playoffs, I understand that, but being the 27th best defense in the NFL makes no sense. Here we are at the playoffs, actually, because I just said, screw it, we don't even need the midseason mark, because we made it 5-11 again. Why not? You know, because we had the worst offense. That's okay. Understandable. That's what we were going for. 14th. Oh my God, we are easily a top 5 defense. Don't give me 14th best, Madden. Don't give me the 14th best defense. God, I hate this game. Okay, so Bobby Wagner, sure, whatever. Cameron Hayward with the most tackles for loss, sacks, 11 for Khalil Mack only, really. Bobby Wagner with 2 interceptions, and safeties, 1 for Khalil Mack. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So that's cool. I expect so much more from this defense. But apart from that, let's get into the offseason. And in the offseason, guys, I plan to even simulate to the playoffs continuously because we don't even need the midseason mark considering that we don't re-sign anybody. But we're going to, just for kicks and giggles, you know, why not just make Johnny Hecker the most paid player on the team? Because punters matter too, guys. He's going to get paid $20 million a year. What a legend. We're going to spend all of our cap room just on Johnny Hecker because we're just that cool. That's exactly the offer he wanted. He wasn't thinking of any other offer other than getting paid $20 million a year. Yes, Johnny Hecker. BJ Hill, sure, whatever, depth players. Tre'Davious Ward. I may not even be able to re-sign all these guys because of what I just gave Johnny Hecker. So I guess it is what it is. I'm mad. I don't even care. Jonathan Jones, more depth players. This doesn't even matter. You can get paid $20 million per year. If you don't accept that, you're stupid. Okay, Jonathan Jones got a $20 million signing bonus, and he's a 5th-string defensive back. Perfect. Daquan Jones. I can't even resign you, so have fun in free agency. I guess, can I resign him? I don't know. Up the salary, and boom. Offer's perfect. Okay, I guess I can resign him, and I don't care about anyone else, and we're going into the final year, so I could care less about paying Johnny Hecker $20 million per year. So apart from that, let's get into the draft. Here we are in the draft as we are drafting a defensive back, Philip Watson, 78 overall, ranked number 2 in the class with hidden development. Next, we're drafting another, we're actually drafting a QB. I know it's weird that you guys think I'm drafting a QB, but just for like kicks or whatever. 71 overall, star development. It really doesn't matter for this last season. But apart from that, I just want to see if we can make at least the playoffs. Actually, if we can at least have a winning record. A winning record. We were 7-9 in our first season. That was our best season. And our quarterback only has star development. I was just checking it because it really doesn't matter. Sure, he can start. Why not? I don't really care. But with this kind of defense and our backup linebacker has superstar X Factor. And Corey Littleton has now superstar X Factor after his development upgrade. Corey Littleton went from normal development to superstar X Factor. So if you want to tell me I have 5 superstar X Factors and then can't make the playoffs or even have a winning record, you are out of your mind, Madden Simulation. I'm going to lose my mind. I know offense has a big part to do with it, but ranking my defense 14th and 27th best in the league for 2 years, that's retarded, Madden. Like, Madden, fix your game. I'm really mad about this, and everyone's going to be whining in the comments about how I complain everything, but screw it. I don't care. Let's look at this cornerback's development, star development. It doesn't matter. It's the last season we're going to do, and I'm not going to obviously play another season because I just said I wasn't, and I'm losing my mind right now. So apart from that, it's time to get to the midseason mark. So let's get into it. Now, coming off a bye week as we're about to play the Tennessee Titans. Ah, yes, 3-4, just what I wanted to see. 3rd in the division behind the Los Angeles Chargers as the Chiefs lead the division. We have players to resign, and like every year in the last season, I could care less about resigning them because it's the last season anyways. So apart from that, guys, I think it would be time to actually get into the midseason mark. But first, I want to look at the roster. Johnny Hecker. savings. Johnny Hecker makes 18 million per year. That's pretty cool. I just wanted to check that out. And Justin Herbert's apparently making 16 million per year, even though he's a second string QB. So making sure Justin Herbert stays on the bench, being paid 16 million per year, just to make sure. And now we are going to get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, not making the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, a division rival, 24-17, as we finished 6-10, so it didn't even matter if we won or not. 20th best offense. I better have a top 5 defense. 13th. Okay. No, screw this. Okay. 13th best defense. Perfect. Absolutely love this game. My favorite thing. We literally made second best defense in our first year, even though our defense was a lot worse then. Like, I don't think Calais Campbell retiring would have made our defense go from second best defense to 27th best defense. Like, this game aggravates me so much. So much. Like, you guys are hearing me ramble and scream and cry all the time right now. But you're going to tell me, like, I understand not making the playoffs because our offense is obvious and not having a winning record, but if you're going to rank my defense not in top 3 or top 5, I'm going to lose my mind with my 5 superstar X Factors and my 2 superstar development players. Oh, well, you didn't have that good of a secondary. My secondary is literally all-star developments and at least 80 overalls. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.